What up, girl?
Hi, girl.
How are you?
I took a drink of this like it was a cocktail, like I normally do, and then I realized I'm just drinking water.
I can do that.
Is that Fiji?
Girl, it is from the fridge.
It is from the fridge.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm a woman on the precipice. And I say that having just come back from it wasn't an elaborate vacation, but it was a vacation of sorts from the holiday weekend.
Mm,
And it really was a
mm.
struggle because not only did I need a break from my job, but I also needed a break from the country. And the theme of this particular holiday was America.
Mm.
And I don't know about you, but
Oh, let me tell you about me. I was supposed to be out of this country
I
for the 4th of
remember.
July.
I'm so sorry.
I specifically planned to be out of this country. And at the airport, my flight was canceled. And look, I'm here to vent a little dick. This show is about us. This show is about us. I get it was a
Full
Cat
stop.
45 hurricane. I understand that 65% of the island of Jamaica lost power. I understand people were injured and there were even a few deaths. That is all true. And I cried in an airport bathroom while on the toilet. And I just
Yeah.
want you to know 10 minutes from the airport, finding out they shut down all of the airports on the island for 48 hours after the storm had passed, when you
Yeah.
had been planning the trip for months.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't my best moment, but I will say we did what you did, which was we made the best of it. My amazing partner from the airport booked the first suite we ever stayed in together 5 years ago,
Amazing.
the exact room,
Wow.
and surprised me with one night in Fort Lauderdale, at this gorgeous hotel. And we spent the day in the pool and eating and drinking and vibing and getting sunburned. So
That's how you
one
do it.
night of that really allowed me the next day to come back and go into my normal weekend. And it was like, that's the power of, for exactly what you're saying, stepping out of your comfort zone. It doesn't have to be a huge vacation. It doesn't have to be that long.
No.
It doesn't have to be that far. But it
No.
was like one day of not, what does the dog need? What does this person need? Do I go to work? What time is lunch? Do I prep food? It's just stepping out of routine. And I haven't done that in so long. It was magical.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's really fantastic. And also, not to get into all the details, but I know that you've also been through a lot lately. So just like to give yourself some kindness too, like you're allowed to cry. You know what I mean?
My little heating pad,
Uh,
making it sexy on the dish.
Oh, sexy, sexy self care slash medical issues.
Slash chronic pain.
Yeah. Girl, we're
So,
doing
yeah,
great. You're having chronic pain. I just had the worst headache of my life, which I have no idea where that came from.
girl, headache people are an enigma to me in that they function. I don't get headaches, and I don't understand people who get headaches and function. I don't. Because when I do get them, I am incapable of moving. Like, it is bad.
No, I mean, I am really like I'm one of those like see, I can't even think. I can't function either. I'm one of those rickety cartoon rope bridges. Like at any moment, my foot just right through a plank. You know what I mean? And then it's just whitewater rapids below that. So I don't know either. It's a mystery to me too. Headaches definitely run in my family, but I haven't gotten them up to this point. But the seasons change.
Girl,
I
no.
hate that.
I honestly, that's actually why I started drinking as much water as I did in law school, because I did get headaches and I realized I was dehydrated.
Well, I'm definitely dehydrated. I just don't know if there's a correlation with the headaches yet. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
got I got an appointment tomorrow though to go see my doctor because my doctor that I was seeing moved on and they didn't tell me. So that's fun. So I'm seeing a new person tomorrow, and we're gonna have
I
some stuff
cannot
to
tell you
talk
how many
about.
times that's happened to me. And I'm like, do you guys not have a transfer plan?
I mean, what's the point
What
of
happened?
yeah? What's the point of having my chart if you can't send me a little notification? You know what I mean? Like I feel like we can automate this.
Mm-hmm. 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 Girl, are we talking about my chart, Uncovered Dish?
We
Like,
are
what are we
not here
talking
to
about?
talk about my chart. We are actually here
You're
to
here to
talk
talk
about.
about the medical industrial complex. I'm here for that conversation, but that is not what we're here to talk about tonight.
That's for episode 138. But here on episode 137, we're here to talk about shifting plans, being flexible. What's the best? So, like, what's the best location you've ever been to and why? Well, like your favorite, not best, as in like I don't want to know when you like ate gold or like swam with the dolphins or whatever. I don't know why those are the first two things. Like luxury, eating gold and swimming with dolphins. What's your favorite like location that you've been to and why? It could
I
be like a
ate dolphins.
sentimental reason.
I ate dolphins and swam with gold.
That
Okay, well, that's actually a
is
really
vivid
fascinating.
imagery.
When I was in high school, my mom had a work trip, and all I wanted to do was go with her for my graduation gift. She brought me and my friend, and it was out to Santa Monica, California. It was my first time on the West Coast, and I think for me, growing up in Buffalo, New York, being out there at like 16, it just opened my whole world. And I was in the arts and theater and opera, and I was just like, oh my God, the Metropolitan, the queerness.
Yeah.
Even in a place like Santa Monica, you can feel it. And it was one of those moments that was just a trip, it was 3 or 4 days. And it was just one of those moments where the world got so much bigger than
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And then, I think probably in my adult life, my first time in Jamaica, because I was with my now wife and all of her friends, but I was with locals and we did local things. And I think I, by the way, like there's so many places in Jamaica I could do local things and go by myself. There's so many places that I can't, right? It's a range, but I think to experience any country through the eyes of people who know it and know it well, I just don't think that happens enough, and I'm like, I wish there was more opportunities for that in all countries, because it's transformed how I view Jamaica in general, and it's transformed how I experience it. So I guess that's more of a state of mind thing where it's like, if I can go somewhere with someone who is local, I think that just kind of changes everything.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I agree with that. I wish we had someone local when we went to Germany. We went to a few towns in Germany because, I mean, it was the kind of thing where we only stayed in one place for a couple days, and so you just kind of walk around and let it happen to you. You know what I mean? We planned ahead a little bit, but we didn't have the insider scoop. You know what I mean? We weren't going around with Rick Steves, so we just
Yeah,
such a topical reference.
very topical.
Totally approachable. But I will say that was amazing, and like the train ride experience in and of itself, like really smooth ride, on time, clean, everyone's well behaved. Like it's just that was dope. But I think my favorite experience was when we like super not like luxury expensive whatever. We went to San Francisco. We found this little wine store in the Mission, and we just stumbled in an afternoon, and it was like a narrow storefront like wine store with a bar with a few seats in it, and we were talking with this woman who was one of the owners. Her name's Debbie, and she just kind of took us on like an afternoon journey of different like fortified wines and explained like this is why I like this one, this is the history of this one. She's just like very knowledgeable. She just like gave us she plucked bottles off the shelf, gave us little pours of things, suggested some little like nuts and cheeses and meat pairings with it, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just the perfect afternoon.
Mm. Yeah, I feel like it's so interesting because it's not necessarily the location, it's the space you make for the experience.
Yeah.
Like, and you wouldn't have done that in Columbus.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
like,
many factors. I was there with my partner. She
Yeah.
she was just really gracious with her space and her energy, and like it was very personal to us because the trip meant something to us, and it was like there weren't a lot of other people around. We didn't have anything scheduled that day. And I just love San Francisco anyway, because you just kind of wander around and there's like art in an alleyway, and then you find some like vintage clothing store that's been there for 30 years, and then it's just great. And I don't have allergies there.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
My partner wants to do more travel in the United States, which is frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
And no, she's like, what, we've never been to the Southwest, we've never been there. And I'm like, I really do have to give some parts of the country another chance. I'm just not in an emotional space for it. But
Yeah.
I'll get there. You went to one of the most like quintessential American cities ever this weekend.
I did.
I feel.
Yeah, I spent a couple days in Detroit. I did not do any like story, no posting, no. I was like, I was really intentional about doing a true unplug where I wasn't just kind of like, I don't know. I feel so tied to social media, and it's like, for what, you know? So
Yeah.
we went.
For your fans. Anyway, sorry.
We did it for the gram. And we just tried to do like a museum a day and then like pick somewhere nice for dinner. None of us know anything. I mean, none of us. Monty and I. None of us knew anything.
Polycule.
Yeah, right. We brought the whole polycule up to Detroit.
We took up a whole floor at the Holiday Inn and Suites, girl.
We did. We had a whole block reservation. The staff was very exasperated with our queer shenanigans. Anyway, where am I going with this? We went to the we did make it to the Wright African American Museum, but I wanted to do that on the 4th, but they were closed on the 4th, which is like, that doesn't feel like the best thing to be like. You know what I mean? Like, come and show us the museum on the 4th because it'll make me feel better. You know what I mean? That was probably not the best move. So we went to the Henry Ford Museum, and Henry Ford had this historical village that he created that was a school first, but he like moved a bunch of historical homes there because he liked them. It's very weird. It's just like big American guy with tons of money in the 19th century that just does whatever he feels like. You know what I mean?
Okay, like you don't have certain things back then. So what do? You just move historic homes. Like you can't get a Cybertruck from Elon Musk. Like what's your flex? Oh my God, I saw a Cybertruck in the Publix parking lot.
Did you?
In Florida. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
They're really terrifying with the headlights because they're not like separate lights. It's just like one bar of light.
Yeah. It's
really crazy. I saw one in the short north. So did you like kind of, pop the tires and like stick a banana in the exhaust pipe and like...
Girl, I drove my Prius by like Cruella de Vil when she's trying to be secretive.
Yeah.
Because Priuses are so quiet, so you can really creep up on people.
You can. And then just honk.
Yeah, they're very dangerous.
Boop. Yeah.
Girl, oh well, one of the reasons I wanted to cover this also is I feel like, one of the things is like the state of mind for vacations. And for me, I get really stressed out right before vacations because I always try to squeeze 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
Oh my gosh. And 15 things into a 2-day schedule.
Right. So I'm just like, and like, it's always an emotional thing to drop off Penny at a kennel. Like, I'm just like, she's gonna die. It's like, I'm in a good space.
Beanies.
Thank you.
Oh. She needs care.
She needs so much care.
She does need care.
I'm like, it's so interesting because for me, I need to do all of these things to kind of release the burden.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah, well, it's nice to go somewhere where there's not a lot to do, which kind of like forces you not to be scheduled. But I like to go to cities, and then when I'm going somewhere I haven't been before, I want to make the most out of the short time that I'm there.
Yeah.
And then I end up like stressing out if I want to take a nap. It's like I'm wasting time. You know what I mean? That's not very healthy.
That's actually why we didn't plan for this trip. I was like, I just want to go and sit. So we didn't have that much planned. So I'm like, okay, when redoing this, we'll figure it out. Okay, I have kind of a sexy vacation question.
I'm listening.
So to make it a little more sexy and a little less about our my charts, which I do want to talk about after we wrap tonight.
Can we talk about it?
Is there a person in your life that is a vacation for you? Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Next question. No. No, I think, in some ways, for different reasons, it's you, because you always plan the best stuff, and like you always like just, I'm just laughing and smiling and having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
So like you are like for me, you're the also we don't in the same city anymore. So like when I get to see you, it like feels really
It
special. You know.
feels, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Never mind that we do this every Tuesday night. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about we get to like actually, this is work.
It's just our day job. We're just
Right.
working.
Exactly. But no, I really love that, and getting to see you feels really special and exciting. And then also like this is gonna be the like cheesy hack answer, but like it's my partner because I feel like that's where I can
Yeah.
really unplug and take off my armor and like shed the worries of the day. And then when we're together, it's just very we're just doing that. We're just being with each other, which
Yeah.
is a really great feeling.
Yeah, that is a really cheesy answer.
Yeah, I know. How about you, girl?
Well, girl, I mean, obviously you, yo.
I mean, with my answer, how could you say anyone else?
Well, no, you know what I mean? And I think like when you, me, and Joseph, who's a big fan of the show, I hope he's tuning in. Hi, Joseph. Hi. When we get together, the reason I feel so recharged, besides like the level of intellect at the table, where it's just like you don't have to explain anything, you don't have to do anything, you just quit and you don't have to whatever. And it's like
We are fans of
find people who
intellection.
are, yeah, just like find people who could just like, you know what I mean? It's so refreshing. But the thing that I realized after the last time the three of us hung out was I just leave with such a higher impression of myself than I came in.
Aw, that's so
Do you
nice.
know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like I'm like, you know what I mean? Because we just gas each other up the whole time.
We
Like, we're
do,
just
we
like,
do.
oh my God, you're beautiful and you're this and you're so accomplished and everyone else would die. You know, it's fucking insane. We're
Yeah.
so genuine about it. We're like, oh yeah, I got a promotion. And we're like, why did you get two promotions? Like, it's just so wild.
Well, not to gas
And
us up even more, but I really think that's great about our friendship is that we support each other so much that way. Like, I feel like that's what friendship should be, right? Is when people really support each other and like extol each other's praises and just like I don't know. I feel better about myself too when we hang out.
yeah, and I think like there's something about this controversial thought. You know,
On
they
this
always
show,
say, they always say, they always say, they always say, you find out who your friends are, when you're at your lowest. And I'm like, it's interesting because I find that to be the opposite. Um, obviously when I have been
if you
in those
can't take
times,
me at mine.
I mean, no, but yeah, that's exactly the phrase. And it's wrong because I think about the people in my life who've stayed in my life and misery loves company. People are always there to see you at your lowest. They'll watch you on the gram, they'll message you, they're whatever, right? Here for you, thinking of you, whatever. But when you start succeeding and thriving in any way, it's really fascinating who drops off the map.
Yeah, I mean, and I used to when I was younger in my like teens and 20s, I had a much I feel like I had a much larger but more superficial friend group. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
superficial is the wrong word, but like I wasn't as deeply connected, but I was
Yeah,
connected to more
surface.
people. Yeah, surface
Yeah.
friendships. And that's a maturity thing too. I think you learn how to continue to deepen friendships even further at levels you didn't even conceive of when you were younger, right? And then when you get older, you realize you only have time to deeply cultivate a handful of friendships.
Right.
And those are the friends that make you feel better about yourself when you're around them. They're the friends who will really celebrate your wins and also like offer support when you're down. You know, girl, I've found like people will say I'm thinking of you or is there anything I can do, but like it's rare for people to actually be there and support you during your low moments. At least that's what I've discovered. And look, I'm not saying I don't want the thoughts. You know what I mean? It's nice when
Right.
people reach out and check on you. So like, I'm not saying they shouldn't do that. But it's also like, no. And this might be partly my personality. I'm not going to burden this person by asking for help when I know that I'm not sure that our relationship supports that, right?
Right.
Like that would be kind of out of nowhere if I was just. And I know, by the way, some people. I have a lot of caveats. So I need to stop doing that and just saying what I think. Um, checking in with myself. It's the headache. It just makes me second guess everything. But anyway, where was I? Not only that, but I have like no cohesive thought process.
So you're pretty much saying like at your low point when people reach out and even say like thinking of you, you don't take them up on that,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah. And it's a combination of things, right? Like I think we should ask for help when we really need it. And I think that there's plenty of people who you might not be that close, but they still would be willing to help you if you asked for it. And also, it's just like there's this weird thing where you're like, yeah, I don't. That's not the person I'm going to go to for help, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think I think that's like the danger of social media, right? And it's all these followers and it's all these people, and then like no one kind of reaches out, And it's just
Mm-hmm.
like very weird to witness
Yeah.
and be like, well, I don't know. I met this girl 15 years ago when I did the vagina monologues in New York, and now she's going through a hard time, and I'm like thinking of you. Like
Right.
what? You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
so weird.
It is. And, I think both of us are very lucky because we have deep connections with people we know will be there. And so, like, sometimes in your life, you don't have a lot of people to turn to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it's really kind of a risk. Well, this is a deep conversation, but that's kind of par for us. I have another sexy vacation question for you.
Ooh, sexy vacation question.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me start with this. Are there any circumstances in which you enjoy vacationing alone? Because
Yeah.
I don't really.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You do? You like vacationing alone?
I do. I don't do enough of it, but I think I developed a taste for it in my work trip.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
think
because you do
solo
travel a
travel
lot.
is yeah. So solo travel for me is, and here's the thing, even if I'm traveling for work, I try to squeeze something in for myself, whether it's a hot yoga class or something, whether it's getting out to a show, whether it's getting on a mic, whatever it is, right? I just try to do something for me.
Yeah,
In that moment, I am solo travel,
right.
right? Like it's in these micro pieces for me, but I did a solo trip out to Banff for a yoga festival. Oh my God, I came
To
back,
what?
I broke up. Banff, Vancouver, like out in Vancouver, Banff,
Oh, I've never heard it called that before.
Banff.
I think you said Vank for
No,
Vancouver.
no, 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 no. Sorry, Banff, Banff.
Oh, Banff.
Yes,
Got it.
Banff. Banff. How do you spell Banff?
Badass motherfucker?
No, but
That's
Banff,
that's the only Banff I'm aware of.
a town in. Oh, it's in Alberta. Hold
Mm.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Huh?
Banff. I have never once done a Banff. I thought you
Yeah,
were
you
gonna
gotta
pull up
go.
Urban Dictionary. I didn't know what. I thought this was an onomatopoeia.
No, Banff.
I didn't know what you were saying. Also, I got to switch to the.
Switch to the diff jam because you got to see the Banff chili.
There we go. I was like, girl, I am so not used to using my alternate camera views that I had no idea how to respond to a Zoom share.
The Banff chilies is gorgeous. Do you see it?
The Banff chilies. Oh my gosh. Never once a day in my life did I think we'd be promoting chilies on Covered Dish.
Girl, we didn't mean to, but it's a gorgeous patio.
We didn't mean to, but it's just happening.
Yeah. Look at this fucking chilies. Look at the outside of this chili.
Look at that porcelain cow.
I know.
I mean, that is beautiful. That kind of reminds me of Alaska. A lot of places in Alaska look like that.
Anyway, so yeah, I got back from a yoga festival that I went to solo in Banff, and I found their Nina West back in the day before Nina was Nina. So she was like the local drag queen who ran everything.
Nice.
And we went out for drinks. And I got back. I broke up with my girlfriend. I changed my whole life. Like I was just like, deuces. I still wear a bracelet I got in my swag bag from there because it grounds me so much. So I think there's a lot of power in solo travel. Why was that your sexy question?
No, no. I was gonna ask a more illicit question, which was, let me start off with a brief story. So the last time I did travel by myself was for BurleyCon in Seattle in 2016, and that was really fun. We have a lot of burlesque festivals, but this is the only burlesque conference where you go and you you see a lot of vendors. It's just all about taking classes. It's like a true conference, but for burlesque artists. And then, like any conference, you got social events at night. So there was a dance party, and then I met this really awesome. Oh God, what is their name? I don't remember their name, but they were a queer feminist Canadian burlesque troupe, and they all had like short or buzzed hair, and they were all wearing combat boots, and they like we were talking after the Saturday night dance party, and they were like, "Do you want to come to our hotel room and hang out?" And Brooke, the only acceptable answer is yes. The only acceptable answer is yes.
Oh my God.
When a queer feminist Canadian burlesque troupe asks if you want to hang out, you clear your schedule.
Yeah.
So I went to their room, and
You grab your passport and go right to their room.
mm-hmm. And so edibles were legal, of course, in Washington at the time. And so they asked if I wanted a couple drops of something on a granola bar, and I didn't know what it was. They had no way of looking into it, and so I was like, sure, it's a couple drops on a piece of granola bar. Like, what's the
No, it
worst
was
that
like
could
a
happen,
tincture.
right?
It was like super strong. It was probably like 80 milligrams of weed or something insane. Yeah.
The label said Phoenix Tears.
Oh, girl. No.
That's a red flag.
Have you looked that up since?
No. I mean, I assumed it was some kind of proprietary blend, but like, I don't know. Something was up with that granola bar is all I can say. But for 90 minutes, it was like all normal. And then I won't go into detail about the downhill after that. But we climbed over the wall of the interior courtyard and skinny dipped in the hot tub of the hotel. It was super fun. It was super fun. And so my question is, have you ever just like there was an experience, like an opportunity for an experience on vacation where you were just like, I mean, this is so wildly outside my comfort zone, but like it's just so like it's so alluring that you can't turn it down.
Mm-hmm.
Life-changing experiences.
I'll have to think about that one.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to think about that. I don't know if I have any life-changing experiences.
I mean, that's probably the closest thing I've had to a life-changing experience on vacation. I don't have any like super crazy stories, at least not on vacation.
Girl, I was about to say I don't really. Yeah, I'm like we do enough crazy shit at home.
That's what I mean, yeah. Like when I'm doing stuff, it's usually not in a city I don't know.
Right, like I need a safety. I need like an emergency contact in the city.
Yeah, well, usually I like if I'm going somewhere for a little, I'll text you an address followed by the coffin emoji. We've talked about it before on the show.
Maybe that's what I'll do the next time I try to do something reckless on vacation.
Yeah, it's good for somebody should know.
But I'll think about that. I'm gonna think about that for next week's dish. That's how I'm gonna bring up. That's what I'm gonna bring into next week's dish topic, which is navigating the medical industrial complex, advocating for yourself while you have chronic pain. I feel really good about the topic next week. I think it's sexy. I think it's fun. I think it's relevant, and I think it's current.
Yeah, I think it's what America wants. I think it's what America needs.
Bro. Well, this is has always been a delight. Go get better and lay down, and love from all of us on the dish. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in while we're both sick. And we love you all.
Oh my gosh, we love you so much. And by the way, happy Non-Binary Awareness Week, which I did not know was a thing until today. So.
Oh, I'm so aware of you.
I'm so aware of you. Thank you so much, girl. It's so nice to be seen. And until next week, bye. See you for the next covered dish.